YouTube, this is Vargas recording live from the Vargas Vault, coming at you with a collection video. Not a collection pickup video, but a collection video. Not quite Tales from the Vargas, but it's just something that I've gotten into recently, and I have just enough to actually talk about. So, yeah, I wanted to share with you my WWE Championship Belt Collection. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted a WWE belt because I follow wrestling and both luchador wrestling, like I mentioned before, and the WWE. Well, back in the day it was called WWF. Now it's WWE. But I like the whole spectacle and the in luchadors the aerial feats that they do, and in wrestling the whole show. Because yes, a lot of people will say this, that wrestling is fake. It isn't fake. It's scripted. It is scripted. It has a storyline, and they plot certain elements in advance. But the matches themselves are real. The bumps that people take are real. There have been people that have gotten seriously injured in a match. So I always I don't know. I always take a I don't take it. It's not that I don't take it well, but I always have to defend wrestling from people that say it's fake. But I watch wrestling. Recently, like I mentioned, I've gotten in and out. Follow the Rumble all the way through WrestleMania. But lately, I've gotten a wrestling bug, an itch that I need to scratch, and I want to watch more wrestling than before. So yeah, I missed SummerSlam, but I do want to dive back into it because again I've gotten the wrestling bug again, and I want to get into it. But for the longest time I've always wanted a belt, and I've seen belts throughout the years. I've seen belts from companies like Jakks Pacific, Mattel. Of course, there's from WWE shop. There's the official commemorative belts and the replica belts, but they're a little bit more expensive. I've looked into buying them from eBay, but believe it or not, they're actually a little. If it's a very popular and very popular belt, and a belt that the WWE no longer produces, it goes for a pretty penny. So I don't have that kind of money to burn. I wish I did. If I did, I would buy a Winged Eagle commemorative or replica belt. That's the only one I would buy because I freaking love the Winged Eagle belt. But lately I've come across some belts, and I'm super happy that I have because I've never come across them other than your Targets, your Walmart, your Toys R Us. But I found them cheap, secondhand cheap. So, and I've accumulated a good number of them, so I wanted to share them with you and go over the differences of each one. Because there is a difference between Jakks Pacific and Mattel. So this is the very, very first belt I had access to. I actually used this, I think, on a couple of my videos and a couple of pictures. When there was a wrestling event, I would sport this baby up. But I got this at Comic-Con for free. And it's a cardboard WWE spinner belt. This was the belt that was used by John Cena, and this belt lasted for a good while. It had some redesign, some changes done throughout the years, but this one has a lot of usage. This belt design got a lot of usage. Even though a lot of people didn't like it, but it does have a long legacy to it. This one in particular has meaning to me because at Comic-Con, I went to Comic-Con with my brothers, and I think it was Mattel was promoting the new line of WWE wrestling figures. So they had Kane in that day at Comic-Con, and they were giving out these things, and I got an autograph by Kane. That's Kane's autograph. The Big Red Machine, the brother of The Undertaker, in kayfabe, and that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to meet Kane. Before Kane, I had only met the Honky Tonk Man at Comic-Con, and I'll post pictures of that on this video. But yeah, I sported this cheap cardboard belt because I wanted to have something while I was watching my events. But it has, of course, Kane's autograph. So I have been toying with the idea of framing this because I have a doubles of this. I got two. I got one autograph, one for keep, but obviously, of course, the autograph one looks better. So never came across another belt until I was able to find a Jakks-Pacific World Heavyweight Championship, otherwise known as the Big Gold Belt. This one has a copyright date of 2003 by Jakks-Pacific. I don't know if it'll come up in the camera, but it does. 2003. The thing about Jakks-Pacific is that usually, or as commonly as I've seen these belts, they would come in package in a box with a wrestling figure. So because of space limitations, the belts aren't that big, but they do come in this. The camera won't be able to pick up. In this kind of like leather texture foam. It's foam. It's not actual leather. It's textured like it. But it's just foam, and it would come with a strap, Velcro strap that you would just put in. So this is meant for kids, very, very small kids. But still looks kind of cool, above someone's shoulder. Mattel has a way better Big Gold Belt, because this one, as you can see, the Big Gold Belt doesn't go all the way to the edge. You have a lot of foam here. With the plates there, and the Mattel one, this thing is a little bigger, so I would like to get the Mattel Big Gold Belt. But this is pretty cool. It has all the gems in there. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I like this. I'll pick this up. I never thought I would ever find a wrestling belt cheap, and I did. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Then I came across someone that was selling a belt online. Saw a picture, and I was like, yeah, this looks pretty. I want it. And it's the United States, the WWE United States Championship Belt, worn by John Cena, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. So I was like, I ordered it, and I got it, and it's a really small belt. Like, even smaller than the Jakks-Pacific's belt. And actually, it is Jakks-Pacific. Well, that explains it. Yeah, this is a 2016 Jakks-Pacific. I thought it was a Mattel belt. But no, there it goes. That's the reason why it's so small. It's a... Yeah, honestly, I never realized it was Jakks-Pacific. I honestly thought it was Mattel. But again, that kind of explains it. But unlike the Mattel belts, this one has 4 side plates. It's not Fox metal. It's a sticker. I do like the front plate. The front plate is pretty awesome. It has the blue, white, and red, which is pretty cool. It has the new WWE Network logo there. So yeah, I was a little disappointed when this came in, because it's really puny. This one really is meant for kids. I guess I got thrown off by the fact that this one, unlike the other Jakks-Pacific's belts that I've seen, it's made out of foam, and this one has like pleather there. So maybe that's why I thought it was Mattel, but no, it's actually Jakks-Pacific. So that kind of explains it. So, really puny belt. I was kind of disappointed it was that small. But I was like, well, at least I got a belt. Then I went to a flea market, and I saw this guy. And this is, I know this is a Mattel copyright date of 2010. Well, you won't be able to see that in the camera. But 2010 Mattel WWE United States Champion. Another United States Champion. Unlike this one that looks, it looks prettier because it has white. This one just has gold and no side plates, just the two here. Little bigger. The strap is a little bigger. Looks a little better than the now Jack specific one. It does look cool. The thing I like about belts is that it's part of something that I like, but it looks cool, as a wearable piece. Like how I look as a champion, honestly. So yeah, this is the this one has the scratch WWE logo. Before the network release, this was the logo that they had, and this one is a little better, but still kind of puny. But I was not knocking it. I was like, yeah, another belt, a slightly bigger belt. This is cool. I like it. So I was going through some stuff there, and I came across another belt, and I really got excited when I saw this one because this is my all-time favorite design, and this is a Jack specific winged eagle belt. This one has a copyright date of 2004, right there. So it's 13 years old. And it was in really good condition. I was like genuinely surprised at how good a shape this thing was. No, it's not torn here. There's no pieces missing on the foam, and the eagle looks in really good shape. So do the side plates. This is by far my favorite design. Followed only by the Big Eagle belt that was during the Attitude Era, which was a circular belt with a bigger eagle. That's why it's called the Big Eagle. Whereas this one has the winged eagle there. So I was like super excited when I saw this. I was like, oh my god, finally the winged eagle. Yeah. Look, I was just genuinely happy to find the winged eagle. But then I went to work and my wife called me up because she went to the same market, but she went to different places. And she was like, she knew I was looking for belts, and she was like, "There's this lady that has a belt, and do you want it?" And I'm like, "Well, describe it to me." Well, it's a belt. It's gold and has an eagle. And I was like, "Well, it could either be the wing eagle or a big eagle, and that would work out good because I already have the wing eagle." But she got it for me, and it's the Mattel Winged Eagle belt. This one has a copyright date of 2016. So this came out along with the W belt and the Big Gold belt. But this is by Mattel. This one's a little heftier. It has heavier plates on the back. Only 2 side plates as opposed to 4 where your regular belt would have. A little heavy. It's a lot heavier than the Jack specific one, but it is bigger. The image here is bigger, making it more faithful to the original belt. This is my favorite design of all time. I love the winged eagle. It looks better, as you can see. I thoroughly love this belt. Obviously, the replicas and the commemorative belts at the WWE shop are bigger. They're made from real leather, not this pleather thing. And they have more plates here and the belt buckles and everything. But until I can save for that, I can use this. And I have used this. I put it on from time to time because why not? It's my favorite design. This is the belt that I grew up with, like a lot of wrestling fans. I grew up during the Hogan era, so Hulk Hogan wore this belt, Bret Hart wore the belt, Macho Man wore the belt, The Ultimate Warrior wore the belt. Just an awesome belt design. I freaking love this belt. I freaking love the way that it looks. I love the memories that come with this belt. It's just so cool. And of course, this would be if I had the money, this would be the one belt design that I would buy from the WWE shop. The wing eagle is my favorite design ever, and if I can own like a legit copy of this, I totally would. So so after I was happy, I had the Wing Eagle. I was thinking to myself, well, I have the one belt that I've always wanted. I would like to own the Attitude Big Eagle belt. That would be cool, and one of the W belts, especially the Universal Championship, just because the red really pops out. So I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm happy. But I came across some more belts. I showed this one. I showed this one off recently, and this is the Mattel Tag Team Championship. This has a copyright date of 2014. When it must have been around where these belts came out. A lot of people didn't like the copper belts, and I don't know. Maybe it's a psychological thing because in the Olympics you go gold for your gold standard, then silver for second place, and bronze for third place. So it's in the scale of importance. The copper, the bronze is like third best. So I don't know why they went with copper color for your tag teams. Tag teams are. I will admit the WWE doesn't give as much importance to tag teams as they used to, especially during the Attitude Era when you had Edge and Christian, the Hardys, the Dudleys, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, or Chris Benoit and Jericho. So back in the day, there were more tag teams, and of course, way back when tag teams were also important. But lately, other than the New Day that broke the longest running reign in tag team championships, there's really not that many important tag teams. So I guess that's why they went with this design. But the design itself is still pretty cool. I genuinely like the design. It has two Spartans. It has like Greek symbols here. But they did release a much prettier design that's in silver with red or blue depending on the brand. So those are prettier, in my opinion. I like the design, but they do look better in silver. But also very cool, nestled there as it does. So I was like, yeah, I found those belts, super cool. And then I found the Jakks Pacific copyright date of 2005. WWE World Championship Spinner Belt. Named so because it does. Whoop! It does that. It spins. This was created for John Cena when he became championship. When he became the champion. John Cena unveiled the spinner belt, replacing the undisputed belt that was before. He became champion, so he went ahead and designed his own belt. It has a lot of, other than the spinner thing, he has this icon, I'm blanking out what it is. Back then he had the chain gang. So of course there's a lock with chains there. And this belt was premiered in SmackDown, but then he got drafted to Raw, so they changed this one to Monday Night Raw. It has Champ there. But honestly, again, this belt has a lot of lineage to it because the design lasted for so many years. A lot of the belts got redesigned as the years went on, but this one, for the most part, lasted a good while without any important change. It was altered here and there. The biggest alteration was, of course, from Edge. When he became champion, he changed the W for an R spinner. And then The Miz, he just changed it to that, so it was the Miz Championship. But the design itself lasted a good while. And again, a lot of people don't like it, but I didn't have a problem with it. But it obviously did look better on John Cena because it was made for him. But Edge also was able to pull it off when he changed it to his design. But this is the Jakks Pacific belt. It's a good size, but the quality of the belt is not the best. Again, this was a package belt that came with a toy. So yeah, but I got that, and recently I found the Mattel version of that. This one has a copyright date of 2010, so this might have been around the time that they retired it, but this one pops a little more than the Jakks Pacific one. By comparison, here's the two. This one has a more yellowish look to it, and this one does look a little bit more gold. Dropping things here. There we go. The lock and chains have a 3D looking effect. So there's this thing. This one has a more silverish look, and this thing, of course, has a more gold look. The plate is a little bigger. It's not that bigger. The side plates are also slightly bigger. But yeah, it still looks pretty awesome. Hold like that. Obviously, of course, the real version of this belt is bigger, but this one also spins like that. And this one, of course, has the scratch logo, like I mentioned. So, yeah, it's a prettier design than the one for the Jakks Pacific belt. But yeah, it was there, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it, even though I already own it, because this one's prettier. It looks more gold and silverish than the Jakks Pacific belt. I'm not gonna get rid of the doubles, of course. I'm keeping them because they're two different belts. The Jakks Pacific belt is different from the Mattel belt, so yeah, I'm keeping the duplicates. Actually, like I mentioned, I would love to get a double tag team championship, because they're tag team championships, so you have to have two of those. And I would like to get the big gold belt from Mattel, because the plate is bigger. The Universal Championship, because I like the red. I think the red does look cool. And the white with red Women's Championship for my daughter. And of course, somewhere down the line, if I'm able to, win the lottery or something, get the Winged Eagle belt, but the actual real belt, not a toy replica. And the Big Eagle belt, because that's the belt that was lasted throughout the Attitude Era. So that one is also cool. But yeah, I don't want to get too deep into buying belts, even though I already have like 8, and the cardboard belt, autographed by Kane. So yeah, my goal is to get those belts and not buy everything. But we'll see if I find them cheap. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to share this newest collection to the vault. It's just something that came up I didn't think I would own, and I do, and I like it. I like it. I like the way belts look. That's one of the things I've always liked about the champion. They can carry the belts and look badass. Because the belt represents the best of the company. Sometimes, not all the times, because right now Jinder Mahal is the champion, and that's just a different topic. Terrible booking, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, this was a video just to showcase the belt collection. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a really hardcore wrestling fan, you have the actual belts. But yeah, this is what I have access to, and I'm okay with this. I'm happy with the belts. But of course, my main goal is someday own a authentic replica or commemorative championship belt. But we'll see. Somewhere down the line, it will happen. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Just wanted to share this with you. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I appreciate all the likes, all the new subs. Thanks so much for joining the channel. Hope you like the content. I'm trying to put more stuff in. Hope you like it. So until I see you all again, this is Vargas signing off from the Vargas Vault. Thanking you all, and goodbye.